Have you ever looked at your bank account right after your monthly car payment and felt a strange sense of emptiness? You might be driving a beautiful and modern machine with all the latest features and that famous new car smell. But in the quiet moments of the night, you wonder why your retirement savings are not growing as fast as the miles on your odometer. Welcome to 2026, a year where millions of hardworking people are discovering a painful truth. They are not just paying for a vehicle. They are unintentionally trading away their future freedom for a piece of depreciating metal. Financial experts now call this being car poor. And in 2026, this club has more members than ever before. If you have ever felt like your car owns you instead of you owning the car, then you are definitely not alone. Before we dive deep into the numbers that the car industry does not want you to see, please take a moment to engage with this content. If you find this analysis helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us reach more people who are trying to reclaim their financial independence. Also, feel free to leave a comment below about your own experiences with car costs this year. Let us begin by looking at the world around us in 2026. The average price of a new vehicle has now stabilized at a staggering $50,000. For most families, that is not just a purchase. It is a massive financial commitment that rivals a down payment on a home. To make these prices seem affordable, the industry has pushed loan terms to record lengths. 7-year and even 8-year auto loans are now common. On paper, the monthly payment might look manageable, but the long-term math is a silent killer of wealth. When you sign up for an 84-month loan, you are committing to pay for a machine long after its warranty has expired. You are paying for yesterday's technology with tomorrow's retirement money. In 2026, nearly 1 in 4 drivers are officially car poor. This means they are spending more than 24% of their gross monthly income just on transportation. Compare that to the recommended 10 to 15% for a healthy financial life. That extra 10% you are spending on your car is exactly what should be going into your retirement accounts. And the cost of a car is much more than just the loan payment. Insurance premiums in 2026 have surged to an average of over $2,300 per year. Registration fees, maintenance, and the ever-increasing cost of repairs are draining your liquid cash every single month. When you add it all up, the typical American is spending over $12,000 annually just to keep 4 wheels turning. Think about that number for a moment. $12,000 a year is $1,000 every single month. If that $1,000 was being invested, instead of being spent on a depreciating asset, your life would look very different in 10 years. One of the most dangerous traps of 2026 is what we call negative equity. Because cars lose value so quickly, many people find themselves owing more on the loan than the car is actually worth. Recent data shows that over 26% of people trading in their vehicles right now are underwater. On average, they owe about $7,000 more than the car's trade-in value. When they buy a new car, they simply roll that old debt into the new loan. This creates a financial death spiral. You are paying high interest on a debt for a car you do not even drive anymore. This is a poverty trap disguised as a convenience. It prevents you from building the base of wealth you need to reach your first million. In our previous discussions, we have talked about the tipping points of wealth. The hardest part of building wealth is getting to that first $100,000. This is because, in the beginning, your contributions do all the heavy lifting. If your $1,000 monthly car payment was going into an index fund instead, you would hit that first major milestone much faster. Instead, that money is going toward an asset that loses 20% of its value the moment you drive it home. The psychological game being played by dealerships in 2026 is more advanced than ever. They focus almost entirely on the monthly payment. They ask you, what can you afford each month, rather than asking if you can afford the total cost of the car. By stretching the loan out to 96 months, they make a $60,000 truck look like a bargain. But they are hiding the fact that you will pay $20,000 in interest alone over the life of that loan. That $20,000 is not just a fee. It is a massive chunk of your future peace of mind. Furthermore, the technology in 2026 vehicles has become a double-edged sword. While these cars are safer and more efficient, They are also incredibly expensive to fix. A simple fender bender that would have cost $500 a decade ago now costs $5,000 because of sensors and computer modules. This drives up insurance rates for everyone. Even if you have a perfect driving record, you are paying for the complexity of a machine that you only use to drive to the grocery store or to your office. Let us look at the opportunity cost of these decisions through a different lens. If you are 45 years old today and you decide to downsize your car expenses, let us say you save just $500 a month by driving a dependable used car instead of a luxury SUV. If you invest that $500 in the S&P 500 with an average return of 10%, in 20 years when you are ready to retire at 65, that money would have grown to over $340,000. For many Americans, that is more than their entire current retirement balance. By choosing a flashy car today, you are literally choosing to work 5 to 7 years longer than you have to. You are trading your time and your freedom for a status symbol that your neighbors will forget about in a week. We must also consider the social pressure that keeps people in this cycle. In many communities, your car is seen as your resume on wheels. People believe that a new car proves they are successful and stable. But in 2026, true stability is having a 7-figure investment account, not a $70,000 car with a $70,000 loan. The most successful people I know are often the ones driving cars that are 10 years old. They understand that wealth is what you do not see. Wealth is the money that is compounding in the market, not the money that is dripping oil in your driveway. The car industry spends billions of dollars every year to make you feel like you need the latest model to be safe or successful. They market to your fears and your desires. They tell you that a new car is a sign that you have made it. But real success is not what you drive. Real success is the peace of mind that comes from knowing your bills are covered for the rest of your life. The sage path to wealth is often boring. It involves driving a 5-year-old car that is already paid off. It involves ignoring the shiny advertisements and focusing on your net worth statement. In 2026, the people who are winning are the ones who have decoupled their identity from their possessions. They understand that a car is a tool to get from point A to point B, not a reflection of their soul. If you find yourself trapped in a high-interest car loan right now, do not despair. The first step to freedom is awareness. Calculate your total cost of ownership today. Include the loan, the insurance, the fuel, and the maintenance. If that number is higher than 15% of your take-home pay, it is time to make a change. You might consider selling the vehicle and buying something more modest with cash. It might feel like a step backward in status, but it is a giant leap forward in freedom. Imagine waking up on a Monday morning and realizing that you do not have to go to work because your investments now cover your lifestyle. That feeling is worth more than any leather interior or sunroof. But you can only get there if you stop hemorrhaging money on things that lose value. The median household tree savings for people in their late 50s is around $185,000. That might sound like a lot, but it only provides about $700 a month in safe income. Now think about your car payment. Is your car payment more than your entire future retirement income? For millions of people, the answer is yes. They are spending more on their commute today than they will have to live on for the rest of their lives. This is the definition of a financial crisis. Remember the power of compounding. The money you save today is the seed for your future forest. Every dollar that stays in your pocket instead of going to a bank is a dollar that can work for you. Once you reach your first tipping point, your money begins to work harder than you do. But you can never reach that point if your income is constantly being drained by high-interest debt. As we look toward the future, the economic environment remains uncertain. Inflation and shifting job markets mean that liquidity is your greatest defense. Having a paid-off car gives you an incredible amount of flexibility. If you lose your job or face a medical emergency, you do not have to worry about the repo man taking your transportation. This is the kind of security that a new car can never provide. Another factor to consider is the impact of lifestyle creep. As your income grows, it is tempting to reward yourself with a better vehicle. But every time you upgrade your car, you reset your wealth-building clock. You are effectively telling your future self to keep working so your current self can look good in traffic. Whether it is a specific dollar amount or a percentage of your income, stick to it religiously. The wealthiest people in 2026 are those who live far below their means. They are the ones who can walk away from any situation because they do not owe anyone a dime. We are living in a time where the typical person retires with less than $200,000. But as we have seen, the difference between a struggling retirement and a comfortable one is often just one or two smart decisions made in middle age. Choosing a reasonable car is one of those high-impact decisions. It is a choice you make once every few years that affects every single day of your financial life. As we come to the end of this analysis, I want you to think about your long-term goals. What do you want your life to look like in 10 or 20 years? Do you want to be tethered to a desk because you have a car payment? Or do you want to be traveling, spending time with family, and pursuing your passions? The choices you make in the dealership showroom will determine which path you take. Stop being a slave to your vehicle. Start being a master of your money. Your future self is counting on you to make the difficult choice today so that your life can be easier tomorrow. If this video has opened your eyes to the true cost of car ownership in 2026, please share it with someone who might need to hear this message. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the mechanics of wealth and retirement. We appreciate you being part of this community of conscious investors. Hit that like button one more time if you haven't already, and leave a comment below letting us know your strategy for beating car inflation this year. Your financial freedom is waiting for you. It is just a few smart choices away. Thank you for watching and for taking control of your financial destiny. Drive safe, but more importantly, invest wisely. We will see you in the next deep dive.